We are live. Oh boy, you don't remember any of the settings at all. But that's okay. Alright, one last thing we need to do real quick. Swap that source over. Hey, Viking J, how's it going? Yep. I'm guessing the ad's done now. Yeah. Twitch is bad about that. The second you become an affiliate, you get ads regardless of anything. You get that ad right at the beginning. Alright. Yeah, I got a few things open here. We're going to be doing some planning for a game I run. It is a small game. It's my first time running as a DM. So I'm getting things sorted out. But my players are currently level 3. And they need to... they want to find a job to kill some time before the plot hook sinks in and they hit their next level. So, need to come up with possible scenarios, things they can do on the job board. They want something that is going to possibly take a few days to complete, not just a one and done, because they are actually waiting for an investigation by the local authorities to finish. There we go. What the hell? So number 1, a fishing vessel. I go out for 6 days. No real challenge. Chance to roll giant crab or similar. Per catch. Let's actually... One-day travel, 4 days, catching 1 day back. That's fun shenanigans. Yeah, so far my players have done a little bit of running around, just kind of exploring the surrounding area. See what adventure they can find. They did find a mysterious alchemist who is making animal hybrids. And while in there, they discovered, of course, there was someone supplying them with the animals, but they were not in the facility at the time. And the alchemist teleported away. They rolled pretty bad on all of their investigations and searches, so they really didn't learn much about the facility, other than it was a lab where they were doing these hybrid animals. There was a small cell area where they were keeping the animals, and there was, of course, a group of people tracking and capturing these animals, but that group was not in. No little girl involved. The alchemist, like I said, teleported away, and had mentioned something about finding a key when, before, as they were sneaking up on the, to 100%. That was just not right. I can't believe they did that, but yeah, as they were sneaking up to the alchemist's room, they heard the alchemist say something about finally finding the key, and whoever he was talking to, he told them to go get that. The party had encountered a village a few days' travel away. Fearing that was the location that the alchemist was talking about, they went there. Found out the place had already been looted by some bandits, and went after the bandits. There was only one item missing. For a small fishing village, they did have a temple with a very outstanding icon. How they came about it, no one knows. It's just always been there, of Bahamut. So they tracked down the bandits who took that, got it back, and as they were walking back, one of the players got a message in their head saying, "You don't happen to have my key, do you?" Something along those lines. He replied, "No," and nothing else has come about. By the time they had returned to the village, everybody in the village was slaughtered, every building was burned, and everything was torn down. There was nothing left. there wasn't much at all for them to discover in the village itself, except for small lizard-like reptilian footprints that matched some of the evidence they found in the alchemist's lair. They then went back to the main town where they had started from, provided them with the item and the information, and right now the local authorities are actually at the facility investigating it at the moment. The party is kind of in the middle of their trip. So the authorities took off and have made it there and have started investigating, and the players are waiting for them to finish their investigation and come back. So that's kind of where the adventure sits at the moment. So we need to come up with some lower level things for them to do to pass the time. So far they managed to spend 4 days of time. 3.5 of that they were guarding a noble. They did their job. The noble found out that he's going to be continuously under assault. They were not going to stay with him forever, and so he took off to find other means to protect himself. He has signed a contract with Asmodeus, or Asmodeus, whichever way you want to say that. Definitely not Amadeus, though. That's a completely different third party. But Asmodeus or Asmodeus, he had signed a pact, and his contract has come up, and he is trying to not be taken. So the party found out and had ended their contract with him after the initial protection. So he's now on the run, and they have to find something to keep them busy for a couple more days. Let's see. And so I'm offering them mundane tasks, but also not mundane. They get the option. They can choose something mundane to just pass time and get to the story, or they can actually play out a job if they want something more adventurous. So I'm putting in a couple of mundane situations in, as well as some more in-depth situations. Because they are in a port city, of course they have the option for fishing vessel or merchant/cargo ships. So, we got that. They did not trigger that before, so we'll keep that in there just in case. And then, of course, Colosseum fights. They did actually do a Colosseum fight. They took a giant constrictor snake and bent it over. Yeah, no, it was a party of 4, and they're level 3. One of the members of the party is just an NPC with player levels. Not really a self-insert, but I mean, I do play them. Or at least I play their actions out. But yeah, there were I figured it would take them a couple of rounds and it would still be an overall victory for them, but it would take a couple rounds to get through. It took them 2 rounds. They nailed 2 crits on it, and the one chance the giant snake got to attack, it dodged. So between those 2 crits and the failed attack, it just got decimated. Let's see. So we do need to fill out some background information about the world too, now that things are kind of picking up a little bit. We need to come up with some good gods, some good deities. We definitely are going to have Bahamut and Tiamat. I do not remember how to spell Bahamut. It's like Bahamut. Well, it's not correcting it, so I guess I got it right. I thought there was like another secret H in there somewhere. Loki based is always fun. Yeah, it's always fun to have a Loki character. I don't know if I'll have a Loki in there or not. If I do, they might really need to get their notice. We did mention Asmodeus. How do you spell Asmodeus? Yeah, that's what I meant. My spelling is atrocious, so my vocabulary is rather excellent, but my spelling is atrocious. For God of War and Valiant Deaths, I do want the Celtic Morrigan. Oh. I think that's how it's spelled. Celtic. Yeah, Celtic Morrigan. Okay. ADD and dyslexic, that'll do it. That'll definitely do it. Chaos gods are fun. Yep, they certainly are. Let's see. I haven't given too much thought about the gods of the realm, so to speak. Asmodeus, of course, is the Lord of the Nine Hells. It's a good heavenly figure. Yeah, What's a good... heavenly deities? Aether, primeval god of the upper air. Astraeus, dust god. Amara, Hera, Iris. Iris, goddess of the rainbow and messenger of Hera. These are specifically Greek. Sky deity Wikipedia. Proto-Indo-European. Albanian, Baltic, Celtic, English, Germanic, Greek, Hindu. Yeah, we could have Uranus. Nyx is the god of the night. Nyx is a fun goddess of darkness. I do like that. I might bring Nyx into it. Aurora, the dawn goddess. Nox, Roman version of Nyx, night goddess and mother of Discordia. Balor. When I think of Balor, I don't think of heavenly. Oh, Balor. In Irish mythology, Balor or Balor was the leader of Fomorians, a group of malevolent supernatural beings. He's often depicted as a giant, yeah. And that is in 5e. That's, yeah. And I do remember, that's what I thought. Balor is the, yeah. The giant cyclops with the laser beam eye. Let's do Aurora and Nox as light and darkness. Balor would definitely be good. I don't know what Balor would be, though, in a pantheon that already has Tiamat and Asmodeus. Mostly we're kind of looking for fun names, too. Oh yeah, no, Tiamat's on the list. Tiamat is on the list. Okay, so we got heavenly deities. Let's look up some harvest. Earth / harvest deities. Sea god of chaos. List of earth deities. And agricultural deities. Cronus was agriculture? Narcissus. Nepper. I like Essus. That's another Celtic one right there. Freyr. Pekko, the Finnish god of the harvest. Radagast was a harvest deity? Oh gosh. Ukko is another Finnish one. Nepper just sounds kind of funny. Like Essus. Essus, I guess that's how it's pronounced. Slap Essus in there as the god of the earth and harvest. Holy cow, that's, yeah, that's a pretty big list right there to be deity. What's a good ocean deity? The tides. Mokosh. May do that one. That is a fun name. Yeah, no, I saw that. Well, that's a lot of things to be a deity of, though. Let's check out this. Mokosh. The Slavic goddess mentioned in the primary chronicle, protector of women's work and women's destiny. She's more like the goddess of women. Yeah, protector of women's work and women's destiny. She watches over spinning and weaving, shearing sheep, and protects women in childbirth. Wokash is the mother goddess. Only female deity whose idol was erected by Vladimir the Great in his Kiev sanctuary, along with statues of other major gods. Wokash probably means moisture. As late as the 19th century, she was worshipped as a force of fertility and ruler of death. That's after the fact. Worshippers prayed to Makash stones or breast-shaped boulders that held power over the land and its people. Still popular as a powerful life-giving force and protector of women. Villages are named after her. She shows up in embroidery, represented as a woman with uplifted hands and flanked by two horses. She actually seems like a pretty positive force. Yam. Just the god Yam. Velis is a good one. We could just do Leviathan the Sea Serpent. According to Mesopotamian lore, Tiamat was the goddess of salt water and chaos, also the mother of all gods. That's where Tiamat evolved from. I remember she was the mother of all gods and monsters. I forgot she was the goddess of salt water as well. Greek has a ton of them. Yeah, a lot of them have multiple jobs, but usually they're kind of in tandem. Some of those Slavic gods are all over the place. Which is not a bad thing. It certainly makes for an interesting story, that's for sure. I also don't know a lot of the D&D pantheon either as part of the problem. What is D&D pantheon? It's 3rd edition. Dungeons and Dragons 5th editions. Similar to Loki, Odin, and Thor, major god of earth, water, livestock, and the underworld. Jeez. another chaos god. I believe it. I think most of the gods are chaos gods. Lawful evil goddess of pain, chaotic evil god of the hunt, neutral chaotic god of thieves, neutral good goddess of forest, neutral evil god of death, magic, knowledge, divination, the moon, darkness and loss, nature, love and beauty, disease and poison, storms, war, courage and self-sacrifice, fortune and adventure, justice and heroism. Umberly, that's the one I was trying to remember. Chaotic evil goddess of the sea. But wondering if they ever fix that, because they make her chaotic evil, but the sea is as true neutral as it gets. Goddess of woodlands, god of envy and slaughter, horizons and exploration, chivalry and war, war and discord, athletics and sport, plague and famine, fate and destiny, pain and oppression, death, god of nature, god of revelry, sun and healing, light and law, god of ill luck and insanity, peace and reason, common sense and zeal, eternal darkness, liberty and retribution, hills and mountains, evil secrets, magic and death. Deities of Dragonlance, music, animal, honor, meditation, healing, good magic, knowledge, nature, craft, wealth and trade, fire and change, wisdom, neutral magic, night and hatred, undead, lies and greed, disease and sorcery, vengeance and fire, sea and storms, evil magic, deities of Eberron, the sovereign host, the dark six, Otherface, non-human deities, Blibdul Poolp. What? That's a name right there. So yeah, let's add Umberly in there. Oh. God of metallic dragons and of light. Goddess of chromatic dragons and chaos. Lord of the Nine Hells. Morgan. Goddess of combat and death. Goddess of light and the heavens. Goddess of darkness and the underworld. God of earth and harvest. Goddess of the sea. We can do Baelor as god of hatred and pain. And let's see. Let's look for a kindness daddy. Kindness daddy. Hestia. Perhaps the first example of a benign god or goddess. Was regarded as one of the kindest and most compassionate among all the gods. Hestia, that works. Goddess of kindness and charity. Oh yeah, you've got to have your Dionysus. Definitely got to have your Dionysus. Revelry. There actually was a revelry deity in here. Where did they go? Chaotic neutral god of revelry. Damara? Never even heard of that one. There's deities of Greyhawk though. They have a revelry deity here. They got a goddess of joy, god of birth and renewal. Endurance, protection, god of craft, goddess of peace, god of writing, god of lies, goddess of agriculture, evil god of murder, Goddess of misfortune, god of tyranny, god of wizards, god of winter. Baal, you have to have Baal in your list of deities. God of murder. We've already got hatred and pain. We'll make Baal the god of lies and deceit. I don't know how to spell deceit. Tiamat, Bahamut are unrecognized words. How do they spell Bahamut? Really, how's Bahamut there? Bahamut, just how I spelled it. Okay. Noise. Okay. Revelry deities. Actually, surprisingly, there's not a whole lot of them. Egyptian goddess of childbirth and beer. Because those go hand in hand. Omatoctli. Preferably something that's easy for my Americanness to pronounce. We will not be going with meth, the Greek personification of drinking and drunkenness. Meth. Germanic kobold of the beer cellar. Kobold is a mythical sprite having spread into European myth, various spellings including goblin and hobgoblin. Later taking root and stemming from Germanic mythology, the concept survived into modern times in German folklore. Interesting. Yeah, now I know they do, but not in the same degree that I would put them like that. We can just go with Bacchus. A can. The god of alcohol is a can. That, I think, is just kind of stupidly funny. Where do you get your alcohol? Well, I pray to a can. You get it, yep. This is where Matthew Mercer got most of his deities. Bahamut, Palor. He used the 4th pantheon. So he just used the 4th edition pantheon. Since I'm not familiar with the 4th edition pantheon, I just thought he built his own. Based off of other deities. We can just do Eisen instead of the full Eisen Myo. Shinto god of tavern keepers. Yeah, we can do Eisen, god of tavern keepers and revelry. Eisen's a fun name. Okay, let's look up trickster deities who are not Loki. Just because Loki is way too well known. Granted, I do have Aurora and Nox, but still, yeah. This is literally just a list. Neza is a protection deity. One of the Lotus Princes. What I see in there is a trickster deity. Could do Monkey King. Oh, Maui. Let's see. Yeah, let's just do the Monkey King. Is the god of trickery. We got a pretty decent list there. God of Light, Goddess of Chaos, Lord of the Nine Hells, Combat and Death, Light in the Heavens, Darkness in the Underworld, Earth in the Harvest, Goddess of the Sea, God of Hatred and Pain, Goddess of Kindness and Charity, Lies and Deceit, Tavern Keepers and Revelry, God of Trickery, then of course, Wolf, Spider Queen of the Underdark. Because there were Grumsh, the orc god, bugbear god, kobold god, troglodyte god, Sahagin god, satyr god, we could do Surtur and Ymir because they are kind of in there. We can do Surtur, Ymir, and what was the... Yeah. Wasn't there a knoll? Which one was the knoll god? The god of the knolls and hunger. I'm surprised it's not in this list. Alright, let's do Surtur, Ymir, Maglubiets. Yeah, we will add that one in. Maglubiet. Oh no, you're good, Jay. You're good. Oh, Bane. That's much easier to say than Maglubiot. Um, was it Gorlick? Is that the one? Geez, third edition is insane. Yeah, I think that's the one I was looking for. Yenoga. Demon Lord and Chief being worshipped by gnolls, dedicated only to destruction. The ruler of ruin sought to collapse the civilization, and he would brutally butcher all that stood between him and his rabid slaughter. An old-like creature, grinning skull-like face and layering pair of burning emerald and amber eyes. Top is seemingly emaciated form, a mangy yellow crest of fur. Blah blah blah. His desires were savage in nature, wanting to slaughter and destruction above all else. Destroying treasured possessions, crushing their hopes. To the beast of butchery, the gnolls were both his instruments and children whom he sought to use to bring his ideal world to fruition. Despite being a powerful lord, demon lord, he's not in the same league as entities like Orcus or Demogorgon. He's incapable of arriving on the material plane on his own accord. Okay, so Gorlick. Let's search Google for Gorlick. From the Forgotten Realms. It's a null deity. Prior to the rise of the demonic prince Yenogu, Gorlick fell out of favor among nulls after he rose to prominence, though he was already in great decline before that. And we'll stick with Yenogu as the null deity. And I think that'll be set for our deities. Alright. So we can dump these lists for now. And we can bring in others later as forgotten or unknown because of being deities to other, like if we want to do a Saga deity later. God of Fire and Hill Giants, we're consolidating them, they don't all need their own. Ymir, God of Ice and Stone Giants. Bane, God of Gobbies. God of Orcs. And God of Gnolls. There we go. It's a pretty good pantheon right there. Okay, what? God, what are some good low-level encounters we can pursue, and how would they come about them? What would they need to chase down? Gosh. So this is where I'm having trouble, is coming up with a good hook for just a temporary job. Something to just last a couple of days and not like a full campaign arc. They're still establishing their name as adventurers, so it doesn't make sense for someone to just come up and be like, oh hey, here's this thing you need to go hunt down. So I need to figure out how to kind of do this naturally. So far they've been doing it through the job board. Yeah, I know. So far they've been working through a job board. What kind of job board items would there be? See, that would be a big thing, though. I mean, so far they've just been fighting kind of wild animals. Well, and that's the whole thing. They're not their group is not well known enough around the town or anything in order to be just hired to remove demons from a local village, and demons would be a huge jump from what they've been doing. So far, they've just been fighting natural beasts. A couple of the hybrid animals that the alchemist had created. They did fight the bandits who had stolen the MacGuffin. Um, they fought the giant snake. So far, it's all been pretty um, just bestial, natural sort of things. From all of a sudden, oh, go fight all these demons for no reason, would just kind of be like a jump into another dimension, storytelling wise and difficulty wise. I was thinking about possibly having something come up with goblins, some sort of like, not necessarily um, like a goblin raid or anything. The fourth companion, the NPC of the party, is actually a goblin that they rescued, and he followed him around, and so they took him in and trained him. Um, Smaller demon animals, that's possible. They did, like I said, the last mission that they did was um, introduced Asmodeus and the Nine Hells as part of the campaign. Um, so they know that the demons are out there, but they know the demons are very higher level. Um, there are going to be more experimental animals and things coming after them, but that's not going to be until later, after they figure out what the MacGuffin is and kind of go on the road with it. Try and find additional MacGuffins. Yes, they found the McMuffin. They're going to get additional McMuffins. They have to trek to the highlands and find the Lord MacDonald. Um, let's see. God, what are some... We've got the encounter builder. We can look up creatures. No, I know what you mean. I'm right there with you. So we do have the encounter builder here where we can check things out and see what's what. Demon frog invasion. Well, and that's the whole thing. I'm trying to find something that's not an invasion, something that would take a couple of days to pull off. That's what I had before, is, they played guard duty for a few days to a nobleman. They had the option of that, or they had the option of going out on a foraging expedition, which again would have been basically guard duty. but they would have gone. Um, would have played, or would have gone with a bunch of um, lumberjacks and done like a lumber camp, a temporary lumber camp sort of thing. They would have helped with the lumber camp and also provide protection in case anything showed up. Um, we could have him run courier. Protect person doing experiments made me think of not necessarily protecting a person doing experiments, but playing courier for one of the wizards in town to procure some items. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Why are you highlighting? What? Why are you highlighting? Highlight color. None. What the crap? Item retrieval slash I guess I spelled courier right. I did not think I would. Did I really spell that right? No, I did not. See? That's why I check. It didn't trigger saying it was incorrect, but I could tell that just was not right. And boy, I was way off base. Item retrieval slash courier. Local wizard. Need special items picked up and protected. Possibility of bandits, wild animals, roll on, travel table. I think that pretty much be their only threat would be bandits and wild animals. At at this point. Those threats will pick up later, but for now, that'll be their big. And then rewards. 1,000 gold. Split between the party, not per person. Should throw in a wild card. I mean, we can put a wild card in on the travel table, that's for sure. Items go in quotes missing. Possible potions, small items as bonus. So for that, the wild card would be the animals popping up on the travel table. If they were to roll something like an owl bear or again, I want to make sure it's within the right threat range. I don't think they'd be able to deal with a giant. What is the... Let's see, what is the CRN stats of a giant? A hill giant is CR5. Yeah. A giant ape is a CR7. So those are going to be... Stone giant is CR7. So those are going to be a little bit out of their abilities as a party of level 3s. Cloud giant is 9. A storm giant is 13. Jeebus. Can we check out some homebrew monsters? I want to see if they have flying monkeys. Okay, why are you still showing me giants? Let's refresh the page. Flying monkey is actually a thing. Tome of Annihilation. Small beast, 0 CR. Flying rocking horse. Show both. Hide the advanced features. So that's the only thing they have. They have flying monkeys in the Tomb of Annihilation. You would think they would homebrew. Show homebrew only. No homebrew monsters found. Show both. They have pack tactics. They have bite, and that's it. These are small, tiny monkeys. These are, I was looking more like in Wizard of Oz, human-sized monkeys, chimpanzees. These are tiny little monkeys. They have maybe flying ape. Flying horror. That sounds delightful. Yeah, that's exactly it. Their next modified animal encounter with the animal experience was going to be some flying monkeys. Flying chimpanzee and flying ape don't bring anything up. Flying only brings up these items. We'd have to modify the flying monkey. Okay, is there... Chimpanzee, nope. Abyssal chicken. Animated chained library. What about other monkeys? Wooden donkey. Monkey only comes up with flying monkey. It doesn't even come up with other items. Of course, I don't think that it pulls up homebrew unless you add it to your stats. Let's... Homebrew collection. Let's look up homebrew stuff. See if we can find homebrew, not my collection. Here, homebrew monsters. View homebrewed monsters. Flying monkey. Filter monsters. This has plus 8 points. Flying Flying Monkey. Dive Attack in Pack Tactics. The hit points are about 19, whereas these are hit points are 3. Okay. They have multi-attack. They can make 2 fist attacks, or they can do a ranged attack with a rock. Okay. Dive attack. And pack tactics. That's not bad. This one right here is 0 points. They put a lot into it. 22 hit points. 14 leather armor. Magic resistance? What? No provoked opportunity attacks when it flies out of enemy's reach. Devil's Sight. God, they gave this thing like all kinds of buffs. Actions. Multi-attack. This monster makes 2 attacks when using Bite and Tail Spine. Melee attack. Attack Claws, attack Bite, attack Tail Spine. Oh, Tail Spine is a ranged weapon attack. It actually flings out tail spines. Bonus action Climb. Can take his bonus action if there are trees within 10 feet. God damn. That's stupid. And has, yeah, no. Flying Monkey Capuchin. Flying Monkey Familiar, Fey, Warrior 3. What? Oh, it tells you what their CR is also. So that's a CR of 1. Flying Monkey Demon. What? Swarm of Flying Monkeys. This is positive 4 points. Armor class 15, natural armor, has 175 points. Immune to prone, dark vision. Swarm. The swarm can occupy other creature space and vice versa. The swarm can't regain hit points or gain temporary hit points. The swarm inflicts half damage when reduced to half its hit points or fewer. Scatter. The swarm can choose to spread themselves out more in this event. The swarm's AC rises to 19 and their size is gargantuan, but they can only make 1 fist or rock attack and 1 special attack. Multi-attack. The swarm can make 3 fists or rock attacks and 1 special attack. Holy shit. Well, fist attack is 2d6 plus 6. Rock ranged attack is 1d6 plus 6. Rip limb from limb. The swarm can attempt to pull limbs from a medium, small, or tiny creature over 3 rounds of combat. Holy shit. Drop from a great height. Disarm. On a miss melee attack, the swarm can attempt to swipe the weapon from your hands. The creature and the swarm make opposed dex saving throws. Wow, this thing is fucking powerful. Oh, it's a CR10. That's one thing. So it's a CR10. But Damn. That's some pretty tough hits. Go to the next pages. So really this one right here with +8 on it is really the best one. It's a pretty good upgrade to the other one. I don't know if I would necessarily give it multi-attack. Yeah, multi-attack's not bad. It only gets multi-attack on the fists. It doesn't get multi-attack with the rock. It's actually not a bad setup. I can see why. I'm going to add that to collection. Because I will use that. That's a pretty good setup for Flying Monkey. I would like to have another 1 or 2 options for them, but I'm really having a hard time here. I'm drawing up pretty big blank as far as what I can have them do. Especially something that'll, take them a couple days to do it. There's all kinds of things that'll take them, 1 day to do this or 1 day to do that. Having them do something for a couple days is where I'm really kind of struggling. Let's drink more mead. Makes everything better. You're right. Let's do a battle royale. Battle royale. Let's do that while I sit and think. Put in so many things I don't even remember what's what. I was trying to see the one that just got killed. And there's our Battle Royale winner in Abra. Yeah, I got no idea who that one character's supposed to be. I'll have to look at the list of characters later. Remember who's who. Alright, let's see. So what can we have them do? Fetch quest for the wizard. They could take the time to study or train. Take time to study / train.
Wow.
Now that flying monkey that I added in there is in there. Oh, wow. Hey. Thank you for that. First time chatting that wow. How's it going? How's it going? Stressed. I know that feeling. That's not really a good thing. Not really a good thing at all.
Yay!
3 days to finish your Mass Effect D&D character? One step away. There you go. Yeah, I have a game coming up this weekend, Sunday morning. What, yeet? To yeet is to throw. I mean, have fun with the sound alerts, that's what they're there for. Yeah, no, I'm trying to set up, my party is waiting for local authorities to finish an investigation and return to town. And so they want to do a job to pass the time. So I'm trying to come up with some time-wasting jobs for them. You're a Twitch noob, but that's alright. A lot of people have sound alerts, but not everyone. It's a hit or miss thing. Stuck on the background for the character. I haven't done Mass Effect D&D, so I'm not sure what those background choices are, or if they do anything useful. As far as definitely need to get Timmy to have sound alerts. Could be possible. Yeah, I know as far as D&D is concerned, the backgrounds can give you like a tool proficiency or additional skill or languages, but nothing like super vital. Of course, you definitely want a background that fits in with the personality you're going to give your character and their abilities. Are you doing someone who's a firearms expert, or are you doing more of the psi powers? That should help you actually narrow it down. You're playing a rogue infiltrator? Well, yeah, that should totally help you narrow things down a little bit more. At least having that character selection. It doesn't really help. Okay then. Absolutely. I mean, there should be more than just a criminal option. What are the options for the Mass Effect character class? Let's see. Mass Effect D&D backgrounds. Okay, artisan, bureaucrat, colonist, crewman, criminal, doctor, entertainer, escort, experiment, faction agent, pilot, scholar, scrapper, sys-op, urchin, veteran. Okay. And what do these do? For example, what does doctor do? Skill proficiencies in medicine and science, proficiencies with a medical kit. You get a medical kit, a set of scrubs that are resistant to bodily fluids, and some credits. Your talents make you highly sought after, particularly in regions or communities with little access to medicine. Those who recognize you as a doctor may request your services and may offer you a reward in return. Should you choose to provide services for them, you might be able to receive free or discounted food and lodging, or gain access to normally off-limits locations by leveraging your position as a doctor if your services are needed. Escort is unlikely. Fair enough. What is your character's age? She is 16. She's the best friend to your OC. Okay. Well, in that case, you can remove the doctor, because that's something that takes skill. You can remove veteran, because they're too young to be a combat veteran. Sys ops, is that what yeah. Technically that could stay on there. Systems operator is definitely something that would take a lot of education, but kids and technology, right? So I'd say the only thing that really removes off there would be veteran, doctor, bureaucrat, That might... do you have any factional affiliations? Because that might rule out faction agent too, unless you're actually specifically part of a group. And most likely that would rule out artisan, because artisan is someone who's had enough time to perfect their craft that they're well known at it. So the age alone can help narrow things down. You have no knowledge of Mass Effect. Your backstory is that you were time shifted into this timeline. Time shifted into the timeline. Probably, I would say Urchin would be your best bet. It would fit your storyline. And it has skills and items that would help correlate with your class as a rogue infiltrator. You get proficiencies in sleight of hand and stealth. Get a disguise kit and thieves' tools. You also get a small shiv, map of your city, a pet, a couple of credits. City secrets. You know the secret patterns and flows of the cities and can passage through the urban sprawl that others would miss. When you're not in combat, you and companions you lead can travel between any two locations in the city twice as fast as your speed would normally allow. I mean, checking them all over, that just seems like the best bet for what you're going for. Faction agent would also be a good one for what you're going for, but having just time shifted into this timeline, any factions you have most likely wouldn't exist here. And being 16, you probably aren't part of a faction yet, so I would just think that given everything, Urchin is the one that stands out a bit. Oh, yeah, no problem. I mean, that's what we're doing right now is just talking D&D stuff. Entertainer could also be an option, but you wouldn't be a known entertainer since you just shifted in. You just have the background and abilities. Of course, colonists and crewmen are rather basic, but they don't really have the particular skills you're looking for. So, I would say urchin would be the number one choice, entertainer would be the second choice. Yeah, I know people have played the Mass Effect game, but I myself have not, so I'm not super familiar with the Mass Effect 5e. I am familiar with D&D 5e, so normal D&D or normally a rogue. I'm either a warlock or a cleric. Occasionally a monk, but not very often. I'm either a warlock or a cleric. Oh no, that's a completely good excuse. Completely good story system. If you don't know what's going on, come up with a way to get there. Time shifted is perfectly fine. You're in a sci-fi setting, you were dropped off by a big blue box. You've got no idea where you're at. Let's see. Ashley and Sakura are both besties in the same timeline. Brought Sakura to a D&D setting. Decided that Ashley was there when Sakura jumped into the portal. They got two different time zones separate. That's interesting, yeah. That's a... So did you time shift into D&D also? All your characters were at a party and they got zapped into different dimensions. That should just be your fallback for every game you play. All your NPC or all your player characters, all your OCs were just at a party hanging out. Chad was on the couch. Ashley was grabbing punch. And then the floor just gave way to this portal and everybody fell in. Everybody went somewhere new. Nobody's in the same place. And they're all trying to find their way back. They jumped off a cliff and a portal just happened to be there. The Black Dawn. Oh, it's an interesting backstory, interesting hook. I like it. I like it. You're constantly in fear of being kidnapped or killed by them. The Kenku artificer dissected them. Alright, Jay. Take care. Good to have you around. So the group was trying to kidnap your character in D&D. Were they in both worlds? Like, I'm trying to understand that part. So that group chased you into the portal? Or okay. That's what I was trying to figure out there. Okay. Nice. Yeah, now they have that custom background thing for D&D. Yeah, I think for now that's good as far as what I was trying to come up with. Hopefully I can come up with some more stuff. I'm trying to think of like something that would get them out tracking or trapping a certain creature. What can we have them hunt? What can we have the party hunt? That's a good question. We can send them on a hunt. Only CR 1 to 3. Hey, thank you for that follow. Wild bear. They fought a bear. Hey, kappa, kappa, hey, kappa, kappa, hey. There it is. I was wondering if that was going to play. Thank you for that follow. I appreciate it. So originally they fought an alchemist who was creating hybrid animals. So they did fight a hybrid bear. They fought a hybrid wild boar. And ran into a couple other animals they didn't necessarily fight. So let's see, monster type. Can we do more than one monster type? Yeah, we can. So we'll do beast. Plant. Maybe it's a plant creature. Or monstrosities. I don't think we want to do any monstrosities yet. I don't think there's any giants that fall into that category. Undead, I don't think so. Fiend, possibly a fiend. Or a fae. There we go. Never killed a single wolf in combat. Tamed 2 wolves. Never killed a single wolf. Tamed 2 of them. Nice. That's one way to play it. That's definitely one way to do it. I did that in a Fantasy Flight game. I tamed a space lion. It's like a space lion panther thing. It was more panther-like. It was like the deep blue, kind of black skin, very sleek body, but had like a kind of spiky, tentacly-like lion's mane sort of thing going on. It was interesting, and I was able to snag and tame that in the first encounter. So... Awakened White Moose. Oh, Bearded Devil's only a CR3. Interesting. Moorbounder. That's a fiend. Carrion Ogre? What's a Carrion Ogre? Doesn't really give a description of it. It's only a CR2. HP and armor class are pretty low, but it's got multi-attack. I have to fight the urge to min-max. I know that feeling sometimes. Min-maxing can feel ooh so comfortable. Carrion Ogre's not out of question, but I'd have to buff it up at least a little bit. Creature can make 2 attack, 1 with his tentacle and 1 with his bite. 2d4 on the bite, 1d4 on the tentacle. Poison damage. Until the poison ends, the target is paralyzed? Wow. That's a strong poison. crab folk. Enormous tentacle. Ooh, we could do something like the carrion ogre and give it additional tentacles. Yeah, I'm trying to work on coming up with fun items. One of my players is doing an assassin rogue, or an assassin rogue build. You said you do the arcane trickster. I've never played an arcane trickster. Is arcane trickster a ranged rogue? Do they do like the ranged style, or are they the up and stabby kind of rogues? They can be close or ranged. Right. Yeah, I knew they had access to magic and whatnot. I just couldn't remember. Since my friend is doing in my game, he's playing an assassin rogue. I made a custom weapon for him that's not overly OP. He's still low level. I just wanted to give him something because he's a Dex class. 9 have to be illusion or enchantment. Wow. Interesting, okay. But yeah, I just wanted to make because he's a Dex fighter for being an assassin. And of course, there's not a lot of Dex based weapons out there. Hate whoever wrote it. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, no, I ended up making an upgraded whip class. Basically, I was one of those just the blade on the end of a rope or metal. Like, you can either stab up close or swing that out. So I gave it the same damage as a Same damage die as a rapier, since rapier's the quintessential weapon of the dex class. I gave it the rapier's damage with reach, so it can hit at 10 feet instead of 5 feet. And I gave it an ability I made up called momentum. So if they hit with a natural 20, if they crit with it, instead of being a D8 of damage, it's a D10. So it's not like having an actual halberd or having a great axe or anything like that. But it's an upgrade to the standard rapier. Barely used rapiers. Yeah. Some people don't, but I find a lot of the people who min-max tend to. Because whereas a dagger does a D4 and a scimitar does a D6, the rapier does a D8. It's like the most powerful weapon for a dex melee fighter. So I tried to build something that was on par with that with a little bit more advantage, just to give them a little bit more option as a dex based. Yeah, those aren't dex based though. I mean, you're still playing a strength based class at that point, which is all well and good. Strength has definitely the upper hand. You can get up to a D12 with a great axe or a halberd. So yeah, the you definitely aren't at any disadvantage there. But if you do the dex weapons, then your 6 strength tiefling has a longsword. Okay, okay. Let me just mark these down real quick. Yeah. 6. Carrion ogre. Ogre. Carrion ogre and enormous tentacle. She carried bonking sticks. Did she put them in horny jail? Bonk. Let me see. Sometimes. Let's see if I can find something here real quick. So this is actually what my players get to look forward to later. I just like showing this off. Shh, don't tell them. But that's what I'm building towards. That's what they're going to find out about when they come back from whatever trip they decide to go on. Ooh. Okay, okay. I think I know what I'm gonna do. I think I know what I'm gonna do next time. We're gonna tie it right in. Okay. We're going to give them an either-or situation. They can either do the item retrieval courier for the wizard, or they can take on the carrion ogre and the tentacles. Based on their choice, because the military is short-handed because of what they've given them. Yes. I think that'll work wonderfully. Alright. Okay. So I think what we're going to do is Wild Heart, whose brother is one of the officers in the local authority. Lets them know they're short-handed and conscripts them into a job of their choice. playing courier for the wizard, or hunting down a creature that has been causing havoc. And that'll be the carrion ogre with the tentacles. Yep, spelled havoc wrong. Big surprise. Alright. That'll be a good hook, and then when they're done with that, draw them back into the main story plot. So I think we're set. I think we've got the game plan on how to handle things. Until then, let's go ahead and do one more battle royale, shall we? Let's see what happens with that. The one, the jump catch, okay. Oh, people are already starting to explode all over the place. Oh, Abra's gonna win again. Abra always wins. Oh, Scyther picked up a health kit. Maybe Abra won't win. Scyther's getting another health kit. Oh, Scyther won. Sound alerts. Congratulations, sound alerts. The plug-in has won. Alright. And with that, I think we're going to go ahead and call it a night. Thank you everybody who came out. Nerdy Sakura, thank you so much for joining us, for the follow. Really appreciate it. Jay, everybody else, all the lurkers, all the chatters, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you come back next time. Love you all, and bye-bye. Bye. Goodbye.